So I've decided, with my extensive history on YouTube, that it's about time I get involved in some controversy. Now I know some of you may be disappointed to hear this, but it had to be done. All great YouTubers have to align themselves with some controversial figure. So without further ado, I like Mario. Elon Musk.
Mario has been a part of my life almost as long as I can remember. Super Mario Bros. For the NES was the first game I ever played. New Super Mario Bros. 2 was the first game I ever beat, and 100%, and Mario 64 was the first game that ever made me want to die. But not the last. But the games for the NES have always stood out to me. You never knew what you were going to get with them, with their unique art styles and gameplay and new power-ups in each one. Don't get me wrong, I love the new Soup games. I put dozens of hours into 2 on road trips, and me and my brother loved playing through U. But after U Deluxe released, I was genuinely concerned that I'd die before seeing a new original Mario game. Then that trailer played. Yeah! Super Mario Bros. Wonder is everything I could ever want from a new, Super Mario game, which is why I was so happy to finally play it in 2026.
Look, I'm a busy guy. I got things to do and places to be.
And while I haven't decided where it falls on my rankings, it's definitely up there as one of my favorite Mario games, as well as one of the most important, just for getting us out of the boring Mario rut we've been stuck in for the last 20 years. Because while Wonder is many things, it is not boring. It's constantly throwing new things at the player for you to learn from, adapt to, and play with. And while that's great in its own right, it kinda leads me into one of my issues. For starters, let's look at the enemies. Mario Wonder has the highest number of new enemies in any Mario game, with a total of 58. The wiki actually lists 67, but I'm not counting the Smoke Piranha plants, and 8 of those are Wonder variants. So I'm just gonna ignore those for the sake of accuracy and my sanity. But I don't think I dislike any of the new enemies introduced. Some of my favorites would have to be the Kondark, the Knock Knock, Revers, Shovas, Rargs, Kerpops, and of course the Hoppy Cat. Probably my favorite new Mario enemy, and one that absolutely needs to be in the next Mario Maker. The problem, if you can call it that, is there are 77 main levels in Wonder. So sometimes as soon as an enemy is introduced, they're gone. Take the Kerpop and Rarg for instance. They get their time to shine, then they're swept under the rug. You did your job, thanks, goodbye. It's like the game never wants to build on what it has, always pushing along to the next new thing. This is brain rot, the Mario game, and in my opinion, that is absolutely
fine. Once again, I love this game, and when your only complaint for something is you wish there was more of it, well, that can be more of a compliment than anything.
Badges. No, my complaint is not the addition of badges. Far from it, I think this is one of the best inclusions in a Mario game. They add so much to Mario's moveset, from helping you get more coins to completely changing how you play the game. They even make swimming not absolutely miserable. Who'd they sacrifice to get that to work? There are 3 types of badges. Action badges, which can give Mario new moves or alter how his moves work. Boost badges, which help with finding collectibles, gaining coins, and giving power-ups. And expert badges, which offer challenges to the player. All the badges are well designed and fairly well balanced, and while I mostly only use the action badges, the boost badges can also be pretty fun and useful sometimes. Something as simple as starting the level with a super mushroom can be a lifesaver on harder levels. Then there are these confused little creeps. Yeah, I'm really not a fan of how the expert badges were implemented. The expert badges all give Mario a good boost and also a drawback. Basically, these are the badges Mario would get from wishing from a genie. Jet Run, which makes you run faster but you can't stop running. Spring Jump, which makes you jump higher but likewise you can't stop jumping. Invisibility, which makes you invisible but you can't see yourself on account of the invisibility. And Sound Off, the voices. Now while these are fine and all, when I eventually collected all of them, I remember just thinking, is that it? Like, here's some stupid ideas just off the top of my head for what I think would make some fun expert badges. One that lets you choose any power-up you want to start the level with, but you die in one hit. One that gives you the mini mushroom effect from the new Super games, where you can run up walls, run on water, and you can jump really high. Or one that just makes everything slippery. I like the ice physics in Mario games. If you ever need a reason to discredit me, just remember that. Another big issue with the expert badges, as many people have pointed out already, there's really no incentive to beat levels with them. It's not for completion, you don't get a check mark by the level or anything. It's just kind of a self-imposed challenge, which there's nothing wrong with that, but getting a little checkmark by the level would, once again, add a lot to replayability.
But of all the expert badges, Jet Run is definitely the most disappointing. We all agree removing the timer was a good idea, right? Letting people explore at their own pace and making it much easier and less stressful for newcomers. I'm sure that there are some people who dislike the change, but they are irrelevant and will be dealt with. That being said, removing a timer of any kind in the game with the most varied and interesting moveset of any 2D Mario game is kinda disappointing, especially when there's a dedicated speedrun badge. Like, imagine if Crash Bandicoot still had the Crash Dash, but no timer, no relics, no nothing. Now, I'm not saying they should have added collectibles for speedrunning or locked the true ending behind it, but it goes to show how many parts of Wonder's base game feel underbaked. Not bad by any means, but more so in need of building upon. So I think Jet Run does a good job at demonstrating what I mean. It was so easy to build upon Jet Run, but they didn't. Much like with many things in the game. I'm really glad that they're trying to do new things with Mario, finally getting away from those days where every game felt more derivative than the last. And while yes, I would love to see the next Mario game be completely different, I think if any game in the series deserves a sequel, it has to be Odyssey. But Wonder is a close third. Do it, you cowards.
Also, it took so long for me to make this video that they announced and released a DLC, but it doesn't change anything I've said.